Okay, I'm now streaming and recording. Let me know if you can see that.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so let's try this again. Road Atlanta. AMS2, IMSA GTP GT3 multiclass. Will we actually get into the race session next? I don't know. Fuck me.
If everything goes right, it will still be hell on earth.
So it is 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Missing the start of the, or at least the first quarter of the Sunday Night Football game, but whatever. I really wanted to run this race. I hope it works. I hope it's fun. Long tracks may see rain falling harder on some points of the circuit and less than others. Keep that in mind before driving into the pits. Yeah, see, rain doesn't mean rain in this game. It's kind of an issue.
I wish they leaned a little bit more into the Brazilian content,
I mean, they
but I'm
kind
a
of
bit
already
biased
have.
on that.
They already kind of
No,
have,
no,
right?
but LFM,
Oh,
not
yeah.
Razer. Yeah.
Get a little bit of practice time in here. Trying medium tires.
Does the brake temp transfer into the tire?
I haven't really been able to tell because we've only run Daytona so far in these.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rate I'm catching other hypercars is promising. Again, this is my Daytona set. Just copy and paste it onto the,
Oh, that was sketchy.
Where are you going?
Right.
That's not the
Yeah,
line.
that's promising.
Yeah, the netcode makes the cars look very unnatural.
Yeah. It's really not good.
Spoken like a true Assetto Corsa fanatic, where the cars just float on your screen.
Yeah, and point the direction that they were 3 seconds ago. Oh my god, bro, are people blind?
Yeah.
Oh, this car's taking the curving really well.
Yeah.
I read it a lot in the setup.
I feel like some of these curves that you're taking, if you took it on a setup like that, it would not.
You just die.
Yeah, like the last turn.
All of these really.
I'm on mediums right now. Probably what I'm going to qualify on too, based on weather. I am moving right now.
Yeah. Holy.
I think we got a good setup.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Alright. Yeah, but that other guy's
108.
fast as well.
Well, that was the guy in the last race I was in. He was on pole and he took dries in the wet and was 5 seconds quicker than us, but that is a deadly fast setup. I might even take wing out, to be honest with you, and try and gain some speed on the straight. Because it is so fast. Like, the car just grips as quick as your hands move.
But you were already like a little bit lively on the first sector.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hopefully the session rolls over. And hopefully it's dry, too. I'd love to qualify in the dry and at least put, like, a burner lap in.
Oh, that was practice.
Yeah, that was practice. Lots of guys in the 110 range, which is to be expected.
Fuck, it's raining insanely hard right now. Dude, it's a full-on storm. Be right back.
Alright. And it's fucking raining. And it's a storm. Oh my god. Okay. Now that we actually get to qualify in the wet, and it's proper wet, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. That's going to help. Okay. Do I actually need to take wet tires? Yeah, I think so. No, you know what? Fuck, I don't know. Well, it's storm, so, like, it should be wet tires. Let's try.
Oh, it's raining in game as well.
Yeah, and hopefully... So again, in the earlier session, it was just light rain, and the guy took fucking dries in the wet and just smoked all of us, but... I'm hoping that it's actually wet for everyone right now. This could be so fun. Dude, if the race was like this... Well, I don't think it is, actually. I think it's only...
The rain looks very heavy, but I like that it doesn't ruin your visibility.
Yeah.
At least by yourself.
Because rain in real life doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's wet. Yeah, the light rain
Wet,
session
wet.
earlier, the guy took dries and beat us by 5 seconds, so I'm salty about that. Oh my god.
Now, is the rain line a thing in AMS2?
Guess we'll see.
Bro, the last time it rained like this here, we got some massive floods that destroyed the entire state. Holy crap.
So this is going to be like an extreme who's got car control session. Garcia clocks in with a 128. Cinti with a 122. I think I had a 118 in the wet earlier.
Fuck. I'm gonna have to turn off my computer. I think the power is gonna go out.
Alright.
Have
Good
fun.
luck, homie.
Yeah, thank you.
First lap, unfortunately, invalidated. Still got some time left, though. It's a bit too cheeky. So was I there? That's not good. But this is how the last session was, too. Oh yeah, I could probably turn on TC a bit here. Feels like the water saturation is getting worse as the session goes on. We'll see. As mentioned in my last video, where there wasn't even a race, dirt mini stocks have prepared me for this. Usually our first heats are super wet, so setting up the car for a corner early is just something I know how to do, right? It's gonna be close for the pole. Really want to wet bolt my amp heat. Just make gear higher here. Final lap no matter what. On pole by 6/10. That's solid. I do have to pee really quick. Alright, got that done quick. Let's make a race setup. We're probably going to be on mediums regardless. Probably need 75 liters. And I'll run 6 downforce. Just because I personally think there's a benefit to having a stable car the whole time instead of yawing it out. But we'll see. This is technically the first top split Road Atlanta race since the first one was just straight up invalidated. If the session even rolls over. And it does. 52 Celsius. Ooh. Fuck, man. Might need hearts. We're gonna need hearts. .52 Celsius is very hot. Why is the track moist? Weird. It's it's 52 Celsius track temp, but the track temp is moist. Guys, what are we doing here? You know what? YOLO. I can probably hold on to it. 75 laps, or 75 liters, 35 laps. Probably could use less, honestly, but let's just be smart. Pray for me. Something fucked might happen. And remember, the tires are preheated, but the brakes are not. So I'm going to have to drag the brake quite aggressively as we come to the start. I would really like to win this race. Roadland is cool. I've raced here a lot in AC. Is anyone still in the chat, or did Riley go get dinner or something? Here we go. Trying to get heat. There we have. Good night. A little worried when the track said it's moist, but seems we're okay. I likely have way too much fuel in too, by the way. Seems track surface being moist is not a thing. Hello. Okay. 30-minute sprint race, we gotta push super hard. Okay. Can live with that. Now everything's up to temp anyway. Again, if these guys are on softs, those tires are gonna nuke themselves, so that's what I found in testing. Seems to have been the right call. Where'd they go? Oh, they wrecked. Or had some kind of substantial off. well. Now I have to back the car down because again the left sides are getting worn on mediums, or hot rather. See the discoloration on the hood there. It seems like I could have taken my own. Just a little bit. But it's okay. Quickest lap so far is a 1:10.2. The camera back so I can see that. Not bad. Hello. I am recording, so don't say anything bad. Well, it's you, so you won't.
That's lucky we're talking today.
So the race actually did go off this time.
Nice. This is terrifying. You're first overall right now?
Yeah. My main competition, it seemed direct on lap 2.
Nice.
They were battling together and just didn't go well. God, I don't know what the fuck to do here.
I think he answered that for you.
Yeah. Lap traffic in this game has not been very good, but it's an LFM thing, not an AMS thing.
Right.
Because it is hard, like, as a GT3 car to manage. You have to be really smart about it.
Because it's just, the closing rate is so fast, eh?
And, like, things like that happen where there's, like, a random damaged McLaren off pace that really doesn't need to be there.
Right.
And it's just in the braking zone, you're like, what the fuck? But it's fine, I recovered. Car's not broken, tires aren't fucked up, so who cares? I could afford to do that.
How is the sim overall in terms of driving physics and all that? Like,
I'm happy with how it handles, and like I'm probably making it look easy because I've got a refined setup. But like
Right.
all the cars have a distinct edge to them now, and you can just wreck. Like,
Okay.
and it's kind of easy to. Like, the last couple nights racing at Daytona, like guys would just push too hard and wreck coming off the corner, or trying to trail brake too aggressively into the corner, and they'd yaw the car out. Like you could do with old AMS. That does not work now. You just die. So, like, you kind of have to drive it realistically, which is good. But I still feel the cars are a bit too nimble.
Like with it being essentially based off of,
P-cars.
yeah, does it feel distinctly different, or basically feels like P-car is just different interface?
I think they feel very close to similar. But again, the cars just have an edge, so like, you die if you push too hard.
Okay.
It's interesting. I wouldn't mind playing this just as like my full-time sim. It's just not a lot works. Like the fact that
Right,
this
yeah.
race went off is like, oh my god.
like
Like I wanted to run
it's
Cavalli's
just
setup in the 296 GT3 on AC, but I'm like, oh my god, what if the next AMS race works?
right.
Like I want to play that. Ten minutes down.
Like I know, I don't know why. I know P-Cars 2, a lot of people didn't like it, but I never read into why, just understood it was not a...
It's pretty easy. The front tires generally have too much initial bite, and you can actually keep turning in the middle of the corner for more grip, which is not how tires work. Please don't hit me. So it makes the game feel like an arcade game, and just having that extra grip, giving you maybe a tenth or two extra per corner, well, over time, you know, over the course of like a 90-second lap, that's a whole second quicker than the real car. And at that point, that's, what are you doing? That's like going from a GT3 car to an LMP2 car.
Right.
And that's really not good. That's, you know, that's not even the same car at that point. So like people, even though they couldn't really articulate it, they would just pick up on that. What are you doing? So like people would play it and be like, it just feels like I have grip all the time, and like you don't feel the need to adjust setup to make it handle better because it just handles good all the time.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I liked it. It felt good to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I can just jump in this and drive, and
Yeah.
it felt good. And I remember the first time I loaded up Assetto Corsa, and I forget what car it was that I took onto Laguna Seca, and I was like, holy shit, this is not drive how
It's not easy.
I was anticipating, just because coming from prior titles, it's just like, okay, but it's like, nothing felt bad. I was like, okay, clearly I need to adjust my speed and course.
Well, and what P-Cars does when it's always, you have that initial turn-in bite like that, it masks bad fundamentals, so like it makes you feel kind of like you're Superman.
Right.
So like if you're new to sim racing, or maybe you're not like super good, because like that would have been what 5 or 6 years ago now for you. It's just like, oh wow, like I feel like I can actually drive this, but it's in reality the game masking that you might have bad fundamentals.
That's likely it. Like it's just I never felt like I was fighting any
Yeah.
car that we drove. It just kind of felt good all around. And I guess like even thinking back, I don't think the cars themselves felt terribly different from, like distinctly different from one car to the next.
Yeah.
It was just, this is a faster car.
Yeah. And I kind of give that feedback internally. I'm like, if you drive P-Cars 2 in bumper cam, you can't tell what car you're driving.
Right.
Everything just feels like a high downforce open wheel car with either more or less aero. And that's when I started to be like, we might have a problem here, boys. Because like a 60s Trans Am car should not allow you to just map the throttle off the corner and just chuck the car in the corners willy-nilly. Like it's very slow and methodical, but that's why boomers love racing those vintage Trans Am cars, is that you don't have to have Max Verstappen reflexes, you know? It's actually quite comfortable to drive.
Yeah.
Is this the race?
Yeah. So it seems like my top two competition like crashed into each other behind me on like lap 2.
Ah.
Because in a 30-minute race, they can't be like, hey, like maybe let's not fight on lap 2.
Right.
You know? How many SRS races have we done where it's just like we all ride in a line for 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
guys.
I think there's like opportunities where you can like fight it out in like the first few laps, but like if you like realize that you're like screwing yourself over, it's like you gotta know when to stop.
Yeah.
I
And a
think
lot
the
of guys
really
don't do that.
opportunities come when you're trying to sort out who's actually the faster car,
Yeah.
right? Like, because if you get behind the wrong guy and you can't make a move quickly enough, then you're just gonna be
You're
losing
kind of
time.
screwed over, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is like you can also look at it the other way, where it's like if you know you're the slower driver, but like if you can gain track position and you think you'll be able to defend it, you know, it's like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta know when. Okay, this isn't gonna work out. You know, you can't.
Yep.
You can't die fighting on lap 2. You gotta wait it out. You know.
No. But then in this race that we just did, the guy passed me, and so I was like, all right, I'm not gonna fight this now that you're around, because like I could tell he was faster. I was still trying to find my pace, but he kind of like passed me as I was finding the pace, and so I'm like, hey, let's like bump draft. But he would get over defensive in the straights that I wanted to bump draft. Like he would get way far to the inside, almost on the grass. I'm like, I am scared to kill you, just because if you get a little bobble, you're off into the grass. I'm like, so I tried it 2 or 3 times with him. I'm like, you are not picking up what I'm putting down. So. What was really stupid with the F1 race is...
What did you say, sorry?
What was really stupid with the F1 race was so like a wing mirror fell off on the straight, and for whatever reason 4 laps go by and they don't decide to call a safety car so that it can clear, because it's literally in the middle of the straight. Any car that wanted to make an overtake was at risk of hitting it. And then I think it was one of the soccer kick cars actually did hit it, which then scattered it into billions of pieces, creating debris, which then caused Hamilton and I think Leclerc to get punctures. That's when they call it the safety car.
got me?
Oh yeah. I see.
You got me?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
got
there we
you.
go.
Spooky.
We went from you coming out of the S's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they call a safety car, but they had the straight under double yellows for the duration of those 4 laps. So it's like it wasn't a case where they weren't aware that it was there. They're just letting racing go on, but double flag yellows into what is likely the only true passing area. So Norris, 1 lap, didn't lift through the double flag yellows. So he got a 10-second stop and go penalty. Second at the time. And that put him down into 4 or 5
Oh
cars
god, what
had
the fuck is
retired.
this?
Traffic jam.
Did you like have like a moment or something? How did the guy catch up to you?
Just having to go through traffic.
Oh yeah.
Where are you going?
What was?
What was that?
Dude,
That was
well, we
weird.
are on European servers, so like it's kind of crazy.
Was that all netcode?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it had to
That's
be.
bad, bro.
Because
No
otherwise he would
way.
have lost it on the grass.
Yeah, he like went. This guy needs to let you by. Oh my god.
This is a back marker in your class.
Yep.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, so Norris gets a 10-second stop and go penalty, which drops him, I think, into like 14th at that point, which was effectively last. And then, no, I think 16th. And Hamilton got a drive-through penalty for speeding in pit lane in there. And the difference is Norris gets told you have a 10-second stop and go, and his only question is what for. And whereas Hamilton is told to have a drive-through penalty, he says, "I think we should just park this."
No way.
Yeah.
What position was he in?
At that, I think he was in 6th.
Bruh.
That dude wrecked and almost took out the leaders while racing them. What a fucking idiot.
Awesome. And so, like, when Norris took the penalty, the coverage was like, well, he's done. Like, it'll be a miracle if he gets into the points. And he ended up finishing 10th, so he got 2 points from.
So it was a miracle, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Whereas Hamilton, like, again, after his penalty, he dropped to about last, and he got up to 12th. In the end, but it's just like the different mentality, and that's not the first time I've heard him say, we should just practice. I think it was like the 2021 season when their car was just absolutely shit.
Bro, and no, 2021 was correct.
Was 2021 the
Yeah.
champion? Okay, right. Okay, so 2022 was the new regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's funny because I had just seen, because I don't watch so much F1 nowadays, but I had just seen this interview on like Instagram where he's like, oh yeah, this is like the last 2 races, I'm gonna make this like the most memorable 2 races, and then he's like, I still gotta park the car. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
And I guess there's even like some speculation as to whether he'll even show up to race the final race.
What? Nah, that's dumb.
Yeah. Gotta.
No way.
He just definitely has come the last few years. He's definitely come across as the take my ball and go home kid. It's not going my way. I don't want to be here.
That's
Why are we
so.
trying?
I mean, like I can get that when you put it like that, but to be in the like top level, oh.
That code? Car's fine.
Interesting. where it's gonna get interesting.
Oh yeah.
Bro, this
The-
is.
This is not. I can't believe they offer this right now. It's so bad.
I missed.
It look. It was just netcode, but I don't know how to describe it. It was that shabby.
You're an idiot.
Oh,
Like, that's what you fucking get. Well, that's why I was, during the whole race, that's why when I come up on a lap car and you guys are like, oh, like, how did he catch you? It's because it's like at Road Atlanta, you have to manage where you pass people. You can't just force your way
Right.
through.
yeah, because those S's is just like
Like, homie.
You're lucky to go side by side in same class car.
Yeah. Like, he had the race won. I think his car's a little quicker because he did run me down a little bit. But, like, you can't wait one corner. Come on. Like, even this guy. Like, let's be smart about this. Like, that's where you can do it. And even then, it's sketchy. But that's where you gotta do it. There really are some parts of this track where you just do nothing.
Yeah, Road Atlanta, like, it's kind of one of those tracks that you can, that's more fun to drive than it is to race. But like, if you're smart about it, you can overtake
Oh yeah.
on everywhere that isn't the S's. Like,
Even here, you catch someone going into the chicane, and then you cut them on exit here like that. Get the fuck out of the way. Thank you. Right? Like, that's all you have to do. There's certain zones here where you kind of, you back off and you set them up to get a run out on them. I don't think it's particularly hard. You just have to be patient. You got 30 minutes. It's a long race. See this retard, the same thing. I could probably go around the outside here. There we go. The shitty part is the guy behind me is capitalizing on that because every time I have to lift and size someone up, he can just go through full throttle, which is kind of like the balancing, the natural gameplay balance of multi-class racing. That dude almost got target fixation and hit me. Oh, and you know what? The guy who was chasing me down just hit him. Got a penalty. Does no one know how to do lap traffic in this? Like, does no one know how to be patient and manage people?
Apparently not.
Like, I don't imagine it's any better in iRacing, because usually it's the same sim racers that play kind of everything, you know? Like, the guys that, you know, do road and iRacing, a lot of them don't just play iRacing the way oval guys just play iRacing, right? So, like, a lot of these guys are coming from experience playing, like, ACC multi-class or, like, iRacing multi-class.
Having experience and actually being able to execute them as well are two different things.
Yeah, I guess, eh? Coming up on... Hello. See, like, even this guy, 30 seconds ahead, I do not need to pass him before the kink. I can just get him on the straight.
I registered for the next MX5.
Alright. Barely skate by again. Remembering which corners are which by the time I get to it.
Yeah, but to be fair, now the strength of field is under 2,000.
Yeah.
One of the feedback things on LFM was changing the SR system. Like, because people are like, it's too hard to maintain or even gain SR in the. It's not. Drive smart, don't crash, and you're fine.
Well, some of those people complaining are literally spinning like 3 times a race. Which at that point, like, in my opinion, you really shouldn't be signing up for these races if that's like an issue.
Right, there's a threshold where you should at least be competent before going to race online. But yeah, so they're talking about it, and so like I shared a screenshot of my own safety rating, and like, yeah, it's possible to maintain to your SR. Like, yeah, I get a few times where I drop, but within a race or two, I'm back up. And this one guy's like, oh well, you can't say it's easy when you're racing like in the non-prime time zone, being in North America and stuff.
Well, that is.
I'm like, if anything, a prime time Euro time slot should mean that everybody in split 1 has a very high rating and skill.
Yeah.
And when you're not in prime time, your split 1 is going to be more diverse in rating and skill, and the risk of being taken out is greater.
And that is baloney.
Not only that, but like, other than like that incident this race, honestly, I've never been like hit by people, other than like a turn 1 wreck. Most of the races where if I made it to the end, as long as you just don't spin, like, it's pretty much fine. But I notice a lot of people are just, I mean, sim racing's a different demographic now post-COVID. A lot of people got into the hobby and just like, they built the rig, they bought all the games, or at least whatever was recommended to them, but they really never learned how to race. So like, they don't know how to set up passes, Passing is not just something that happens, like, there is a bit of a skill to it, and like I kind of showed it in this race. It is like a thing that you have
it's
to
not
be
about
kind of
just
smart
sending
about.
it.
Yeah, you can't just send it. Yeah, you can't just send it because there's a gap and be like, well, I had his door, so like, how come he didn't move over? He's a crasher player. And it's like, no, like, homie, like, passing is about passing people efficiently.
Right.
And like it's yeah.
One guy made a comment saying, I don't want to be scared because I'm going to get 4 times incident point every time I make a pass. I'm like, you shouldn't be scared about getting 4 times incidents and getting a pass, and be concerned if your normal passing results in contact. Your passes should be clean.
What ends up happening a lot of times too is a lot of guys are just like scared. Like, they literally place self-worth on like their SR and their LO rank.
Yep.
And they're like, oh my god, my safety dropped. That means I'm a bad person. Like, no, like, actually the best way to drive is to just ignore safety rating and ignore LO rank.
Yep.
And just let the chips fall where they may. I'm an idiot. I forgot to save the replay. I'll just take pictures of that. Oh well.
Yeah, cause the moment you start racing to try and salvage, is when you make more mistakes, because then you're racing nervous.
Yeah, treat it like a real car and just protect your front alignment, and you'll be okay. The moment you're like paranoid about this fake number, it's over. And like, if you're in such a competitive environment, but you're so concerned about that fake number, like, this might not be for you, homie.
No, and I'm curious as to whether the people that have the low SR and that can't get out of it and are concerned about it all are because they want to go race the other series that have that licensing restriction.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything that's let's see. What are the